best podcast in Long Beach, California. This is Tacos and Workouts. What it is. Podcast.
Yo, what it is with the best podcast in Long Beach, California. And here we are again. And I have some special guests with me this time. I have Jojo.
What is up? How's we doing?
And I have my good friend, Dick Salas.
What is up, guys? Long Beach, what's up?
And, you know, one of the reasons why I invited you guys onto the podcast is because I be hearing, like, a lot of things on social media, like, you know, these women saying that they're devalued and they need to be dating dudes that make over $100,000 a year, you know. And, you know, we're going to talk about those topics, right? But before we get into those topics, let's talk about the do's and don'ts of dating. Jojo, what's a dating don't when it comes to dating a lady?
Dog, I'm on Tinder and Bumble and all those little young social media like dating apps, and like that's what I've noticed. The only thing I can really say is about like Tinder, don't put another homie in your pic. You know what I mean? Because once you're scrolling through, if your homies are better looking than you, then you're already fighting an uphill battle getting swiped. You know what I mean? That's what I've learned, at least.
So you're telling me like a girl will like check out you and your homie on your profile, and then she goes, "Oh, forget you. I'd rather like."
Well, let me just say, like, for example, like if I have a pic with me and three of my homies, but my homie on the left is a killer. You know what I mean? Then you know, once they look at it, they're like, "Oh, I want him," but then they scroll right, they see it's me, and they're like, "Oh, left."
Well, just hang around with like fat homies, then
that's what I'm saying. I gotta be the pretty one.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
What about you, Dick? And what's a dating don't?
I guess for me, a dating don't would be the angles that people take in pictures. You know, if I see that there's like you're doing this one, you know, it's like, oh, I know what you're trying to hide. You know what I mean? Like, I think just, you know, be real about yourself and stop. Hey, if you're, you know, I guess overweight or fat or whatever term, I don't know, people get offended by it, but if you're that, just accept it.
Own it.
If you're in shape, accept it. You know, like don't try to hide what you're about. You're gonna find someone that digs that. You know.
Yeah, that's totally true. Have you ever been catfished by a big lady?
Oh hell yeah! But I knew they were big, you know, so it's fine. I'm a Marine, dude. I've gone on every climbing tread you could think of, you know. So we're good here.
Is that the Marine motto? Will tap anything? Because I know.
Oh yeah. Dude, the Marines will marry and tap anything, dude. Like if an alien race was discovered today, by tonight Marines would be trying to figure out how to fuck it. You know, so I'm telling you, that's what's gonna happen. So.
They're still serving their country.
Yeah.
Even after. You know what? That's what I love about you guys. You go straight towards the mission, you know, and
we do
get it done.
We will. So
affirmative.
What's a dating do, Jojo, for you?
A dating do? I mean, obviously try to read what they like, you know, try to do something that they're interested in, even if you're not so interested in it. Or try to find a happy medium. That's what I feel like I try to do, you know? Or are you talking about like presenting yourself?
Or it could be something that the girl does, like that you do enjoy, like something that goes like, yeah, she's getting some points for that. I like what she's doing.
When they can talk to you. You know, I hate when I'm filling up all the silence, you know? I just rather someone that's talking back. That's what I like, at least. You know?
Carrying on the
someone that
conversation.
could, yeah, exactly.
What about you, Dick? What's a dating do?
Dating do for me would be if she could cook. You know, if she could cook, like, and because I could cook, you know, but if she can cook too, if we're both bringing food to the table, that is a do. You know what I'm saying? Like that I don't know. For me, I know it doesn't look it, but I'm a big food guy. I love to eat, and if you can make some food, girl, we gonna have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, you know what? I'm actually happy that you brought that topic on, because that's what we're gonna be showing a couple of videos right now, and one of the topics has to actually to do with food.
Oh,
so we're gonna watch a quick little video. It's about a minute or so.
Cool.
And then we're gonna talk about that video and see what we think about it.
Let's do it.
Any guy has never had a problem with taking me anywhere I want to go. So why do you have a problem?
I have a problem because you sound very entitled, very stuck up.
I'm not entitled. I just know my worth, and my worth is not Olive Garden. Like clearly, like do I look like Olive Garden?
Wait, did she say her worth isn't Olive Garden?
Yeah, she's
like,
above it.
Everyone should have standards. Like, what is that about? What is Olive Garden
Look,
about?
that's not standard. That's just being stuck up and like.
But you see the way that I'm dressed. You saw the way that I'm dressed, and you brought me here. Like,
yes,
this place is low-key disrespectful. And you got me these cheap grocery store flowers. Like, you're at this point, you're disrespectful. Yes.
Hey.
Me. Like, why would you bring me here? Like, Do I look like I eat Olive Garden? Like, be for real.
What? I brought you here because it's a restaurant. It's a I mean, look here. If you have a problem with Olive Garden, we could go to IHOP right over there.
IHOP?
Yeah, IHOP right over there.
Like, what?
It's a restaurant. Like,
And it's not even breakfast time. Why would I want to eat
it
breakfast?
doesn't even
Not
matter.
even breakfast time.
It's a chain
Wow.
restaurant.
It's
Yes.
a chain restaurant.
But it's
exactly.
a restaurant. That's the key point.
It's like
It's a
fast
restaurant.
food.
It's
the
not
exact
fast
same as
food.
fast food. Yes, it is.
Look, if I took you to a McDonald's, I'd understand you being pissed off. But like, this is not McDonald's.
This might as well be.
This is like $30 a plate.
This might as well be. It's not $30 a plate. It might as well be.
Okay,
like,
I don't know what you ordered, but when I ordered $30 a plate, you can get some nice food here. Okay.
I'm not eating here. That's all I'm saying. That's why I'm not eating. I'm not getting out the car and I'm not eating here. Like, what don't you understand?
Okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
It's exactly what I was talking about, though. Like finding a happy medium. You know, that before I take a girl out, I'll be like, well, where would you like to go? You know what I mean? Like, but some girls are different. Everyone's different. You know what I mean? Like some people are like, oh, I like when the man takes the reins and makes the plans for me. And some girls are like, oh, well, I want to go here. Like, you know, you saw the other version.
No, this chick right here. Look,
Oh,
she
she's
looked
good.
like the best restaurant she's ever eaten at was Denny's.
Not 100%.
You know what I mean? Like Sizzler is like high end for her. You know what I'm saying? Like, like for me, if I'm gonna take a girl out and she starts acting like that, she just saved me money because I'm dropping her ass back home.
You're actually dropping her off.
Yeah, I would drop her, or I would just leave her there.
I would not drop her off.
I would
Wouldn't
leave her
touch-
there.
Tell her, hey, get the step in
Get
right
out of
here.
my
You
car.
guys are
Yeah.
some pimps.
Yeah,
man.
get out of my car, and I'm gonna go find somebody that likes McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, okay.
I must be a simp because like I would probably be like, then where do you want to go? I wouldn't just drop her off. I'd be like,
are
we
a
can go
simp.
somewhere else. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, you're
think-
pretty weak, Jojo.
I haven't been attacked enough. I don't have enough trauma,
Is
I
that
guess,
the
to
new
be like,
simp
fuck
hair?
you, Dan.
That's what's happening right here.
I guess
He likes his hair pulled. That's
No,
what
I'll
I'm saying.
100%. No, I like it. I want it to be straight when we're done. You know what I mean?
he likes to get Amazon.
No, 100%. Yeah.
It's your legs that go up instead of hers.
Oh my god.
No, but look, man, the girl, like, first of all, right? She said, like, look at me, look at this, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I am looking at that. It's like, I don't even see you being past the 5, to be honest with
Yeah.
you. It's like, I want to give you a 1, but it's like, I'll give you a 2 because you're breathing, you know? And for her to have all that attitude and what the fuck did going to like IHOP or Denny's or Olive Garden become a bad thing? I'm like,
Yeah.
I
I
don't
mean,
get it.
Denny's and IHOP, I think Olive Garden's a couple tiers above that.
for
You know
sure.
what I mean? I think Olive Garden's a nice, presentable first date. Clearly, he didn't know the chick. So like, that's where I feel like that's a nice, you know, it's a decent establishment, not too pricey, but it's
You know
still
what I
a
would have
nice
done?
venue.
I would have taken her to Popeyes.
Not for real.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would have done, dog. I would have messed. Dude, if you're gonna act like that, you know what I'm saying? Hell no. That and like a cheap nail salon, you know, to get those nails fixed, you know, because did you see those nails?
Yeah, those shits are disgusting,
Those were
man.
fake.
So I was looking at
Yeah.
those nose piercings she had. It looked like she had like a running metal booger coming out of her
She
nose.
looked like she was
dog.
trying to go for the female Tyson. You know, it was weird, dog. I don't know. I was tripping out on it.
Why is it that the women with the biggest, nastiest nails have the biggest, nastiest attitude?
I think the longer your nails are, the more attitude you develop from it because you're just pissed off on how much you spent, you know, looking like Freddy Cougar. So
But also, that's another thing too. Like, I feel like not girls, but just people in general. If they want money, if they can get money out of somebody, they'll do it. And I feel like that's the example of that, where they're just trying to like, they want someone to ball out on them so that they can have a nice night, and then if they don't feel it the next day, they can just cut out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Like
That type of thing.
one of the times I took a lady to like a nicer restaurant, right? And I was trying to impress her, right? And this is why things get like fucked up in the whole dating aspect.
Mhm.
She was obviously a nice lady, right? We went to a place, we ordered all this great food, right? And she goes, "Oh no, I'm not hungry." And I was like, "Dude, my tab was like way up there, and you didn't even eat, right?"
Mhm.
But then, which was cool, whatever. I lesson learned, right? But sometimes some women don't like if they were to get invited to like a 5-star restaurant, do they even know how to behave
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's
in
a
that
real thing.
establishment?
I'm
Oh, yeah.
boxing that shit up and taking it home myself, dog. Like, yeah, I think she's gonna
No,
say something like that.
if you want to have high end, you want to have high end treatment, you need to know how to act
You have a
high
high,
end.
high
You know
end
what I'm saying? You need to have a high end
demeanor.
attitude.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, you need to carry yourself right. You know, not like her. She carried herself like she got kicked out of the 99-cent store. You know,
It looks like she gets kicked out of everywhere she goes, man.
like she's banned from all 7-Elevens in Long Beach. You know, so that's what it looks like to me.
For sure. But we're gonna look at our next video, and it kind of speaks more about how some women that want to be in 5-star restaurants, how sometimes they might act, which makes you question if whether you want to take them there or not.
She doesn't eat at Cheesecake Factory, so I took her to a 5-star restaurant and she did this.
She acting like this at a 5-star?
Yeah, she been into the lobster tail with no actual lobster meat.
I was about to say she just straight
She has
chomped
no
the
idea how
shell.
to eat a lobster, clearly.
And look at those nasty nails.
Dude, look at the.
It's a reoccurring
Oh,
theme in these
good.
videos.
I mean, this video is so bad, I kind of almost want to say it's a fake video, but I'm also like, it has to be real that it's so bad.
Sorry, I was a little hungry.
Dude, and she's talking food. Oh, look this shit. Look. She's picking her teeth out.
That's why she got them nails. You know, that's why they're all sharp and shit. She can get in the ridges. It's a toothpick when she's done.
That's what I thought she was doing at first.
Nah, for real.
Oh my goodness.
gonna finish that?
He said you're gonna finish that. I can't even talk shit because I'm like that too. If I take a girl out and she ain't finished, I'm like, are you
But
done
not
with
at
that?
a,
Like,
not at a 5-star, right?
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Yeah, no, you don't do this at a 5-star. I'm surprised they didn't kick her out for that.
Oh yeah, licking the nails. That's like the icing on the tape.
That's
So
Licking the nails.
yeah, so yeah, and you know how hideous those things are, man. So imagine after that kind of night, right? Now you're still in hopes that you're gonna take her back home and get some, man.
no.
That's the goal, right? I mean,
No.
that's what, no.
I wouldn't want. I after that experience, like if she's not blowing me in the car, you know, like that's where I draw. Like that's as far as that date's gonna go. At least for me.
And that is where experience comes in because I'm young, bro. Because I'm still trying to hit that until I drop her off. Until she says take me home, then that's when I'm like, okay, I guess we're
I would take her home regardless. We could have plans. She's going home after. She could suck my dick on the way, and that's her dessert. You know what I mean? Like that's no. That's,
Hey, but the way she was gobbling up them noodles or whatever those were, like, you know, her head game is.
I don't know the way she bit that lobster.
Yeah,
dog,
yeah.
I'm afraid. You know,
It's
like,
stuck on top of your head, dick.
yeah, we are.
You're gonna bite into something, man. Use it for something else. Forget that, man.
Then she'll clean her up with her nails after.
Yeah, she's gonna reach around with the nails.
She'll get in the ridges. That's funny.
That's gross.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a real nasty video, man.
Do you know where that's at?
No, these
Gotta
are
be like Atlanta or something. You know?
so like kind of like the way I get videos, right? So when people want to like watch me to watch videos, they usually send them to me on my Instagram, and sometimes people will send me topics that they want to talk about like on the show. And if you guys want to send me something, email me at iamlittlehater@gmail.com. I read those emails, and if your topic is cool, then I'll bring it out to the show and we talk about it. So that video right there is something that somebody sent me, like, hey, check this out, and I'm like, hey, that's cool.
It's bugging to you.
And yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's a trip because the last video she actually reminds me of my ex-girlfriends.
Which one? The girl in the car? The
No, the
Oh,
last
okay.
one we saw with the lobster. Like I was like, damn, okay.
You date black girls, dick?
I date all races.
Okay,
bro.
you black and white and
I
everything that's in
dated
between.
black,
What's up?
white, brown, yellow,
See, I like my woman how I like my food. Just
illegal
from
aliens.
everywhere.
Oh, I don't care.
Didn't you hear Dick just said he was gonna test some aliens?
Hey, bro, I would. Hey, if aliens were to become real tonight, Marines would find a way to be like, hello, welcome
Well,
to Earth.
You know what? That might be a hey, I got something for you.
Get some radio signals. You're like, oh, she's flirting.
Will Smith saved the world in Independence Day. A Marine will save the world with this penis. You know?
That's probably why they're coming down here anyway, you know, for you know, Dick's penis, you know.
Probably.
Why they
They're
call
gonna
him
be
Dick.
disappointed.
Yeah, that's a crazy nickname, bro. Every time someone will talk about Dick, I'm like, oh, I love Dick. They're like, wait, what?
You have no idea how often I hear that from all my friends.
It's hard to praise.
You
it.
actually have merchandise that says "I love Dick." Right?
Yeah, I have shirts and thongs.
I'm
that
wearing
say
this
that.
long right now.
Yeah, he is. It's a trip. He even sent a picture of me in it before
I
the
did.
podcast. Like, I'm wearing this for you, Dick.
I said, does it look good? I said, I gave him the 6th grade like girl trying to stick her ass up. You know,
You're arching your back.
100%.
It was really hairy, though. I
Stiff
just
right
gotta
away.
say.
Yeah, I
It's the
didn't
hairiest
shave, bro. I
thong
didn't
I've
have
ever
time.
seen. So
I'm dead, bro.
Has any girl ever conducted themselves in a date like that with you guys?
similar, yeah. More like the first one with the attitude.
Attitude, yeah.
There was a girl I went out. We went out one time. Literally, it was the only date I had with her. She was a model. I mean, she was ridiculously hot, right? But we went out to a very nice restaurant in Hollywood, and the way she was treating the staff and the waiter and everybody, it was an instant turn off for me. And I'm not even kidding. Like, as soon as we got to my car, she lived, I think, like 15 minutes from the spot. I drove her to her house and just get out. She's like, I thought we were going out. I'm like, nope. I can't. I don't like that kind of bougie attitude. I don't like people thinking that they're better than others. You
See,
know?
like you're like you're like explaining how you've definitely been in some cheeks. You know, I'm in that era right now. You know what I mean? Like I'm getting it by any means.
You're working on your numbers.
100%. Yeah, I gotta get it's stats, statistical stuff. I'm trying to be like the LeBron of chicks by like 28.
Hey, you know what? At 28, that's when everything comes together and,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
you're smashing like crazy, man. At
Exactly.
28.
Doing record breaking
Yeah,
numbers.
28, yeah.
Man, for me, it was 18, but all right.
Well, I mean, come on. I mean, well, the name says it alone, man.
I'm just. I had hair. I had actually sexy hair, unlike Jojo. You know, so
Oh, you had hair.
yeah, I had long hair, dude. I looked like a sexy bitch.
But you had
I
it
was so
long?
hot.
Like
I was
how
ro-
long?
Like past my ass.
Really?
Yeah.
No,
swear to
seriously.
God. It was when I was a singer in a band, and
That's
like
crazy.
my band, we were the house band for Lucia Go-Go for a couple years in Hollywood. So yeah, dude, I was sexy.
Yeah,
need to see a
that's why he
picture
got
of that.
he matured too quickly, bro.
I matured way too
He
quickly.
peaked way, his sexiness was way up there, and God punished him. They're like, hey, we gotta take away your wings, you know.
Hey, they took away the hair, but pero mira, I'm still, you know.
But I mean, shoot, if you could rock long hair and a bald head, you're doing it right. Honestly, you have a good face symmetry and all that. Because yeah, my hair. That's why I wear my hair like this, because my hairline is fucked. My barber says, "Oh, it's all on your head, dog. Don't even worry about it." No, it's all on my forehead. That's the problem. That's why I cover it. Dude, I was not blessed with the hairline. I would just have a buzz cut, like basically what Dick has, and grow it out a little bit more. But
Well, you know, to be fair, your hairstyle is a lot better than some of the other hairstyles I see. Like all these dudes like coming around looks like a mushroom, and it's like
the Edgar cut.
Oh my god!
I specifically tell my barber, I'm like, "Don't give me that Edgar shit, please.
That is so gross.
I don't want to walk out looking like an Ernesto, please."
Every time I see dudes with the Edgar haircuts, I literally point and laugh at them.
It's funny too, because like in Ontario and all that, dude, they all roll around in cliques, 6 of them, all the same haircut. Like you gotta only assume that one of them's a barber and does them all up, because
It looks
it's
like
just too similar.
Apocalypto, the extras, you know? Like it's so bad.
No shit,
Right?
that's true. That is. I never put one and two together. That's how the
That's
haircuts
insane.
are. Yeah, for
That
sure.
Edgar cut, Apocalypto cut.
Yeah, that's
Start
what they should
calling
call it.
We'll coin the phrase right now.
Is
That's
that-
my goal in life.
You know what? I would like to find out who the first Edgar was, and so we could put him on a plaque and be like, "This is the guy that fucked up everybody's hair like for eternity." You
And
know,
there should be a law to go in every
you
barber
know,
shop.
we need Indiana Jones to like do some fucking research on that. So
We need to go back. We need to go back to the past, like in Doc's time machine, to find that guy and beat the shit out of him. You know? Like, that's what needs to happen.
for sure. Look, there's two things I would definitely do. I would do that first, right? And the second thing, I would go back in time and fuck up Ari Shafir. Just kick him in the nuts. I would definitely fucking do that. For spiking people's drinks
Oh
and shit
my
with drugs
God.
and shit.
Spiked people's drinks with
You didn't hear about that?
No.
Yeah,
It's a real thing.
Yeah, he put what is it, GHB or Molly?
Yeah.
Molly on Bert Crusher's drink right before he needed to take a flight, and then he was all panicking and he thought he was gonna have a heart
Because like,
attack.
even
That's
when you do take psychedelics or anything, you're like already kind of like, oh my god. But like, imagine it hitting you without you even knowing. That's
That's the most
can't
fucked up
even
thing
imagine.
If
ever
I was
do.
gonna go back in time to a second point, it would be to stop Crystalia from doing comedy. That's what I would do. That
Are we
way I
talking
could
about like
save
killing him
bunch
as a
of-
baby type, or like
No,
catching
just
him as like a
send him
youth?
on a different path, maybe where he, is away from underage girls. That'd be great. So
Allegedly, that's kind of what he
sure, allegedly, we're going there. Just
Yeah.
allegedly, so I don't get
Allegedly.
sued by Chris.
I love the comedy cheese man, bro. That's great.
Then
That-
there's a whole bunch of it.
Dude, everybody knows
Everywhere,
that.
dude.
He went on a whole podcast talking about it. So whatever.
That's why I feel like that's like the new like Fox News, as you go on the next podcast that you know about, and that's when you spill all the beans.
Well, that's how like George got in trouble, right? Like he was just like a regular podcast like this. They're just talking
Oh.
shit with Street Vino, and then they're like, "Oh,
Start
forget
naming
about
names.
Ralph,"
Bullshit,
right?
yeah.
And I didn't think he did anything wrong.
Well,
Huh.
if you watch the podcast, like the entire thing where it's not clipped, he didn't say anything really bad.
no, he didn't.
But the way they clipped it, like
all about
if
context.
somebody clips what I just said about, like Dalia in the wrong way, Dalia's gonna sue me. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
for
if
sure.
you watch the whole thing, you can't sue me. So,
It's just about context, dude. That's
Yeah,
the thing. The
literally.
politics,
Well,
everything.
people
It's
just want
all,
clickbait.
yeah.
That's all it is.
Well, the way it works is this: people will do and almost say anything for likes, clicks,
Yeah.
or whatever, right? So you got a couple podcasters that are chismosas,
Mhm.
and they figure out if I clip this just the right way, I
Mhm.
could get
Twist
some
it.
energy behind and get those. And I think that's what. And then people like to hate anyway.
Oh
It's
yeah.
called
So-
clout. You know, you get that little taste of clout because you have information that everyone's paying attention to.
They're 1-star podcasters that feel like they belong in 5-star restaurants.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's all that nonsense, for sure, man.
It's just like, why? Let's just all. Why can't we be friends? You know what I mean? It's like, let's just all kick it, dude. I mean, there's some people that I would like to, like, you know, distance myself from. But other than that, it's like, you know, we're all doing the same thing at the end of the day.
I think that's the best thing to do at the end of the day, right? Because like I'm in a couple situations where I like rationalize, like, how am I gonna like take on this situation, right? And then I start to think to myself, okay, I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, right? And then you start to think of yourself, like, is this worth you going to jail for 5-6 years?
You're the opposite of a woman because a woman will just think off emotion right away and just dive in.
Because well, there's no consequences when a woman does
true.
things. You know, they some women commit
There
murder,
are,
and
but they can get away with a lot more than like we can. You know what I mean?
they could get away with murder, and they just do community
I mean,
service. like, in
Dateline
some
would
cases.
beg to differ, but yeah, but yeah.
Well, guys can get away with it too if you have enough money, you know. So, for me, it's about you know, you always find yourself in those situations where people want to quote unquote test you, and my thing is like, first off, who are you to test me?
Mhm.
You know,
Exactly.
number one, because last time I checked, you're not the one pass or failing me.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
You know, and secondly, why do I got to prove anything to anybody?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm proving this to myself. I'm in it for my family. You know, I'm in it for my legacy, what I'm trying to do, and I can give a crap as to what anyone else thinks about
And I'm a strong believer of like actions speak louder than words. You know, you can say whatever you want, but like it's doing it is
Yeah.
what
Putting in the
differentiates
work.
you.
yeah, that's the comedy bullshit. Because I
Yep.
mean, we've all been doing this for a while now, right? I think you've been doing this a little
I'm
bit
fairly
longer
new,
than.
bro.
You're what?
I'm still in a
Fairly
cocoon
new?
right now. You
Yeah,
know what I
you're
mean?
still
Yeah, so we've been doing this like for a while. Like, you know, like Dick's done so many different shows.
I've been around it though for like
Yeah, I've
close
been.
to 5 years. Now.
I have a couple TV credits. I've been on
Okay.
Let's Make a Deal and Mañana Latina, right? A live
Baller.
live doing my stand up or whatever. So we've been on this for a while.
Mhm.
But Dick brings a valid point. You know, you have some other comics that have been like doing it for like supposedly 6 years.
That's
and
the thing too. Like when someone tells you how long they've been doing it, like how long have you really been doing it?
And it doesn't matter. You should be gauged at how well you are. But then you have some comics that, for jealous or envious reasons, say, "Oh, don't book that comic because they're not strong enough yet." And I'm like, it's how Dick just said, "Who the fuck are you to be voicing your opinion?" Let him get on. Let him or her
Exactly.
prove themselves,
Mhm.
and then let their work speak for them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But it's like you're so intimidated.
Yeah.
You're such a bitch that you have to like put like comics or musicians or whatever in a negative light that you're not even giving them the opportunity to showcase their talent. I think that's bullshit.
Well, I mean, you've seen it before where people have even tried to tell me who I should and shouldn't book or should and shouldn't work with because you know they do this, they do that, and I always tell them, just like I've told every single person, where it's like, look, like they may be like that with you at your shows because of how lax or how unprofessional you are.
Yeah.
But when you're doing my shows, everybody knows professionalism. You're gonna do what it is that we agreed upon, and if you don't, it's not gonna go your way. You know what I'm
But also,
saying?
I
But it's
feel like-
professionalism.
when you're offered a show and you're booked on a show, I feel like it's kind of like you said, professionalism. Like it's kind of that's a job for you now. You know what I mean? You're pulling up and you're presenting yourself to people, but also behind the scenes, you have to actually like be a good person and someone that people would want to work with again. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because like
Don't the other thing that I like, I think I tell comics is don't overhype yourself.
Yeah.
Be
How so?
like don't tell me you have 15 minutes when you only have 5.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? Be honest with where you're at. Like we all started at a point, you know, where we didn't even have 5 minutes.
I didn't have 3 minutes. dude.
Jojo still doesn't have 3 minutes. You know? But it's one of those where you know it takes a while to get to that, and once you have that time in, you don't have to justify it. People know,
hmm
you know, like you don't have to go around, bro. I got an hour, bro. So what? Who cares, dog? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like when I hear comics saying, "Oh, like they've been doing it 6 months," and they have 20 minutes. I'm like, "You do? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's see this." And then I throw them on stage, and they don't even have 3. You know, and it's just
Really?
yeah.
They say they have
it
20
happens.
and they can't even get through 3?
It happens, dog. Like it happens, but I don't judge based on that. I judge based upon action.
Yeah.
I judge based upon what you do and how you do it. And if you can hold the time down, hold it down. But if you can't, be honest about it.
No, I agree.
Don't oversell yourself if you can't, if you can't deliver.
Yeah, for sure. Though going back to like what Jojo was saying, like I kind of like the way I look at it is like this. It's when comics get hired, you be professionals. That's what you said, right?
Yeah.
It's not about you, fucker.
Exactly.
It's about the show.
Yeah. What's best for the
Don't
show?
show up to a comedy gig and then be like, oh fuck, there's no stage. Oh fucking fix the lights. Turn the lights off, turn this thing and start like I need to speak to the manager. And I'm like, dude, you got booked for this show. It's like the producer obviously has something going on and you're already demanding stuff and it's like be professional.
Yeah.
And it's not about you. It's about the whole like there's 4 other comics here. And you just prove to yourself that you're such a fucking asshole. It's all about you. You're ruining it for everybody.
That's why my name's Dick. Yeah, I fuck assholes.
Okay, that was why. I was doing something else.
No, did he?
I don't use baby lotion. No, but you guys are right though. It really comes down to how you carry yourself. It comes down to being professional. It comes down to
Reliability is a big one too.
Yeah,
you don't want to book someone that
somebody
might
of your
cancel
word.
the day before.
Reliable. And the other thing that this is, I think, as a producer, I think this is my biggest pet peeve. If you're going to cancel, offer somebody to take your place.
Throw some names
That's
out.
the most professional way to. Don't just hit them up like an hour before the show. Hey, I'm not showing up. You're not going to show up.
Yeah.
Hit them up. Give them a couple of days. Be like, hey, I got so and so too. They're willing to step in.
Well, that's how I feel.
They may not take that person, but the fact you offered them,
Yeah, for sure.
that is
Because like the day before, like the morning of, is a lot worse than if you hit them up even like the day before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
2 days before.
Oh, and then if you no show, like at Redlands, we had a comic that no showed.
That's
I won't throw their
ridiculous,
name
man.
out.
Yeah, exactly.
Burn them. No, I'm just
That's how I feel.
No, but
like,
I won't be working
once
with
you're
them.
booked,
Yeah.
like
Definitely
you're
won't
it's
be
an
working.
obligation for you. It should be
Yeah.
at least like like you can't be like, yeah, I'll be there, and be like, yeah, something else pops up.
No, but they didn't
whatever.
even send a text, a message, nothing. And we're friends. And I'm actually friends with said comic, but
Yeah.
it's one of those where I won't work with that person on my shows at least.
That's what I was saying. Is I won't. It's like I'm not gonna say fuck you, but I just won't. I'll just slowly.
I'll say it if
myself.
that's what
If that,
warrants
that's what you want to do. I can't fight. So
I've seen him do it too. Dick, I seen him in action. I was like, what? And
Yeah.
I was
Like,
just
damn.
quiet, and I just like looked at it. But look, it's so hard for people to even get stage time, right?
Mhm.
And you could already tell like who's gonna make it and who's not, right?
Yeah.
I'm a 6-year comic, and then you do those shenanigans. How Dick said,
But
right?
that's the thing. What's like when you say you're a 6-year comic, is that you going on stage 4 or 5 times a week every single week, or is that you doing it twice a month, 3-4 times a month? You know what I mean? It's like it's that when someone says 6 years, I'm like, when I think of 2 years, I think of 2 years of you hitting it every week. You're going on stage at least like 4 times, even if it's an open mic or a show. You know what I mean? You're just putting work in. So like that's when people tell me 8 years, 10 years, and they're not like I'm not I don't want to make a status thing, but you know what I mean? It's like, is it 8 years of you kind of doing it, whatever, or 8 years of you like hitting it? And I feel like you could see the difference based on where they're at.
Oh yeah, for sure. I met some guy at the Ice House, and he had been doing it for 4 years. And when he went up there, he bit the bullet. Like he was the first one.
Mhm.
And as soon as he got off, I'm like, hey, dude, like I seen you, like because I did like a little podcast episode.
Yeah.
He had been doing it for 4 years, but you could tell that his 4 years were like a
He made
lot
the most of it.
stronger, yeah, than
was
people that
grinding
have been
away,
doing it for
yeah.
like.
And that's
10
what I'm
years.
saying. Like
Yeah.
someone could tell you they've done it for 8 years, but it's like,
I know comics that have been doing this 10, 15 years.
and
20
because
years.
you've seen them.
And I've
like,
seen
type
these
shit.
dudes,
Yeah.
and they don't, they've been doing it that long. But like Jojo said, here and there, the first 10 years was like, they would do it for like a year on and off, and
Yeah.
then take a break, and then again, year on it. You know what I'm
I feel
saying?
like especially with comedy, there's no such thing as like I'll just take a month off, like I'll just take a month off and kick it. Like I feel like being on stage, being in that environment is like crucial. It's not like riding a bike. It's like a muscle. You know what I mean? If you stop working your arms for a month, 2 months, you're going to lose some muscle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's how I think
Well,
about it at least.
For me, I think it's okay to take small breaks.
But
because
what is a small break?
So, like for instance, like me, I'll take like a week off.
yeah. I can,
I'll take like a week off to like, let me
digest.
Let me digest. Especially when I come back from the road. I need a break. I need to like, gather my energy back. I need to, center myself back and whatnot. And plus, I need time to write new jokes. I
Yeah.
need time to work on jokes, and
that's the
to
thing
make
when
it
you're
my
when
writing.
you're doing stuff constantly, it's like, damn, dude, like I would love to switch up my material, but it's like this is when it matters, and it's mattering again next week, and it's mattering again the next week. It's like, damn, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Dick brought a valid point because I've seen him perform like so many different times. And thank you, Dick, for allowing me to be on your shows
Oh,
because
of
I
course.
performed with Dick
Same with me,
a bunch of different times, and it's always been a fun experience working with Dick, right? But
Gay.
I think you're still saying no homo. every
no
time.
homo, no homo.
Or pause. I
No
don't
diddy,
know.
no diddy.
I'm not sure which one.
No, but he has like a library of jokes, and it's always something like new and fresh. And then you have these comics, and they're like, oh, I've been doing this for 20 years, 10 years, and they're like, dude, I've seen clips of you from when you were 18, and now you're like 40, and you're doing the exact same joke, and you're like, why isn't anybody
But you know
booking
what I
me?
mean?
I'm like, dude, because they've seen you already, bro.
But there's some people that have that solid 10, and it just cracks every time. It's like,
Well, if you
it's
have a
working for
killer
you.
15, you can go literally across the nation and do that killer 15 and make some decent money from it.
100%.
But for sustainability, for being
Longevity, too.
booked, consistently, longevity, and getting to that next level, you gotta have a new set, next time you come through, or at least sprinkle some new stuff in, change the wording around, do something a little, like I've known comics been doing this 10, 15 years. And like you guys, like you just said, I could tell you their set right now. I can do
You
their
can
set
name it, yeah.
right now.
But
You know
it's
what I
funny
mean?
because did you say that because I was at a comedy show like during the week, right? And I was there to support a comic, right?
Yeah.
And I'm there, right? And I'm having a good time. And then I said I gotta leave, and they're like, "There's 3 other comics." I'm like, I know, I got stuff to do tomorrow, so I can't. Like, you're gonna miss it. I'm like, I'm not because they're doing the exact same set from like 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You're like,
I
he's
already-
talking about red lights. He's talking about.
And why do you need to justify yourself that you're leaving?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have a question
for
for you
sure,
guys.
for sure.
Like, why did you have to say,
Yeah.
like, oh, I know there's still, like for instance, I went to go support a show this week, and I rarely go to mics, but when I do, I want to make it mean something. So I went to go because I saw some homies on there, so I went to go support, and I saw a couple. There was 9 comics on the card first off,
Wow.
and I was
That's a
like,
lot.
that's a lot. For
Yeah,
a show.
for sure.
So I was only able to stick around for like 2 or 3. And then the headliner was a friend of mine, was like, "Oh, you're leaving already?" And I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm not sticking around. Plus, that we're gonna have a mic after."
Mm.
And I'm like, I don't have the time to stick around just for that. It's not that I don't want to. I have other stuff I need to be doing. I need to make my own money too. You
Yeah,
know
for
what I'm
sure.
saying? So it's just one of those where it's not that I'm hating on the way people book. I just think there's more efficient ways to do it. And I think it's learning the craft, learning how to engage with the audience properly, learning how to keep it fresh, and that's what I think comedy is about, is being able to connect with each audience, each crowd.
That's the game we
Yeah.
play.
For sure.
That's another thing too. But like the fact that you even took your time out of your day to get down to the venue
Mhm.
and be there and to support even for a little amount of time, it's like like they should be able to support you that you came. They should be happy that you came.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people they invited that didn't probably show up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like in the case with what happened with you, like I would have just looked at the game and like, fuck you, and I would have left. Like,
You're
and I
raw,
would've-
dick.
And I would have
We keep making
always
dick
wearing a
puns and all
condom,
that stuff.
So.
Yeah, man. So it was one of those nights where like I kind of felt like a little like happy that I was there,
Mm.
but like I'm walking around the crowd, like whatever, and as I'm walking through the venue, like people are just stopping me, like, "Are you going up tonight?" Like I actually get to see you go up, and then I'm all like, "No, I'm not." They're like, "Why aren't they putting you up?" And I'm like, "I don't know. They're all my friends. They're not putting me up. They've seen me, what I could do." It's like there's no question about it now.
Yeah.
I performed at all the major comedy stores, comedy
Clubs.
spots,
Yeah.
clubs, right? So it's a matter of they might have something personal now that they don't,
Well,
whatever,
That's where it gets
for,
weird.
for me,
Yeah, for
like
sure.
most of the time when I go to shows, they obviously, hey, you want to go up, do a couple minutes. Typically, I'll say yes, but sometimes I like going just to enjoy, just
For
to
sure.
and you learn a
watch.
lot by just watching.
Yeah, and
you know?
it's rare that I get those opportunities. Like, it's rare that I just sit there and be an audience member, because I think comics need to remember what it's like to be an audience member.
Oh, for sure,
You
for
know?
sure.
It's important to balance that out.
It's cool that you say that because last time I was at the Laugh Factory right here in Long Beach, dude,
Yeah.
I was like, there, and I think I performed that night. I'm not Not sure. Maybe I did. Maybe I didn't. But Paul Rodriguez hit the stage, right? And the friend that I was with, he tried to talk to me. I go, I'm sorry, I can't talk to you right now. And he
Mhm.
goes, why? And I said,
Study.
I go, it's time to go to school.
Yeah.
I need to see how he's performing. Not to say like, I'm gonna like, steal anything from him.
But it's like a
But just-
musician
just-
playing guitar. You know what I mean?
exactly.
It's like
It's-
there's a
it's
way he's
like-
holding it, the way he,
You're in class.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
You
a
just-
master class.
And I love
Yeah.
Paul, man. It's like
Does it? He's a pioneer, dude.
I like. He's like, well, it's just like, dude. I love Paul. I love working
He's
with Paul.
fucking crazy, man. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm watching him, right?
Mhm.
And then I think he's gonna go one way, and he goes a completely different way. And then everybody I love, and after, and I just start like bawling, dude. I'm like, dude, I did not see it. He has the ability to surprise me as a comic, because when you're a comic,
That's
you kind of like,
40 years
Yeah.
of experience,
Yeah, for
dude.
sure.
Plus, you know.
Well, the
like-
dude's 70 already.
Yeah,
he's been
he's
doing
up
this for
there,
a
man.
long time.
But you know what? One thing that I love about Paul is that he gave me the opportunity to perform at the Laugh Factory.
Yeah.
So it's like, for me, like when I started my channel, Tacos and Workouts, right? I don't know if maybe you do, maybe you don't, but I'm gonna share it with the audience.
Yeah.
I started this channel like working out, because I used to
Okay.
be like a lot heavier, and I lost a lot of weight. And I'm a taco enthusiast. I love to eat tacos, right? So the name of the channel became Tacos and Workouts. Where some weeks I would go eat tacos and I would go work out, right?
It's a good concept.
And yeah, it was cool. And I still do it every once in a while. But then it evolved into like podcasting or whatever, right? On one of my runs, I was running through the pike and I saw the Laugh Factory. And I told myself, one day I'm going to perform there,
That's how you got
right? And that was like a big dream for me, right? And I think it was less than 5 years later. I think it must have been like 3 years later when I then started doing comedy and whatnot. It became a reality. And the
Mhm.
person who made that happen was Paul Rodriguez.
That's awesome.
And I'm like, that's why I'm eternally grateful. I think like performing there, to me, it's like everybody has their own like club that they love or whatever. And for me, it's Long Beach. So whenever I have like a show in Long Beach, like I make sure to like invite all of Long Beach, and I invite everybody because I want everybody in Long Beach to come see me, because that's my favorite club to perform in.
Right.
It's a
right.
nice spot, man.
It,
For sure.
Long Beach
And
is
it's
cool.
different.
It's a good spot. I like the appeal, the aesthetic. It's really has that vintage feel, which I really like.
I think Pryor recorded one of his specials there, right?
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
That place
Think
better have
so?
been around for what, decades at this point
I
then.
think so.
Yeah, that's been around for quite
Half a
while.
millennium.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
think so.
Yeah.
I have to double check that, but yeah, I think
Yeah, I think it was either there or the Terrace, but I'm like, well, but I know he
Yeah.
he performed one of them in Long Beach, and I'm like, man, you hit these stages where all these people like perform at. Where are some of the stages that you performed at, Jojo? I'm pretty sure you performed in all of them, but
No, I haven't been to the Comedy Store yet. That'd be sweet. That's definitely up there. I haven't been to I've been to like one improv. I want to go to Ontario Improv though, because that's like by my that's like my those like,
I like
my
Ontario.
area. You know what I
Ontario
mean?
Improv's
That's like
really
my
nice.
area, so like it'd be cool to go. And I actually I have been there, but I was 8, so it's like it doesn't count.
I'm
You know
sure
what I
people are
mean?
wondering what an 8-year-old was doing at the Ontario Improv. Weird that you
Whatever I
bring that
wanted,
up,
pretty
Jojo.
much. It was except drinking. You know what I mean? Like, no, I went up there and told corny jokes. Like, what do you call an upside down Z? Still a Z. Just I talk about Santa. I was scared of Santa because he sees you when you're sleeping, knows when you're awake. So I started sleeping. I used to sleep in my underwear, and I wear sweats to bed. You know what I mean? It's like corny kids jokes. You know
like
what I
a
mean?
bubblegum comedy or whatever.
Yeah, dude. But like that, I don't feel like that counts. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know what I was doing. Wasn't aware of what the art of comedy really was. So it's like, it's different. So I want to go back there because that'd be cool. But like, I've been to, like Laugh Factories, like improv. I've been to Brand Improv. I'm trying to think of where else. That's pretty Ice House. I go to Ice House pretty frequently. That's pretty much it.
Ice House is nice.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ice House
it
is
is nice.
nice.
Especially like with the renovations. Oh, so
Dude, yeah. Once I remember, I have like faint memories when I was a kid going there. But then when it got when they remodeled it, it looks. Well, dude, Johnny Buss, the owner of the Lakers, owns it now, dude. It's like,
Oh, really?
yeah, Johnny Buss, the
He
owner of
bought
the
it
Lakers,
in
dude.
2020.
Mm.
And then Penny runs it, and Penny was like the first. I think she made the first 3-pointer in WNBA.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Which is those are
Yeah, Penny told her,
Heavyweights.
shout out to Penny.
shout out to Penny, shout out to Johnny Buss.
Shout out to Johnny Buss, Ice House.
Yeah, straight up. No, I love that place too.
Yeah.
I ran into Renee Vodka there actually like last April, I think. It was just
Ooh.
cool, just talk to him, bro.
Renee
Tried to get his gram. I tried to sneak him into following me. He didn't, but that's the game we play. It was funny.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little tricky because sometimes people come off like a little too aggressive and stuff. I met like famous comics and stuff like that. Sometimes you talk to them and sometimes they're like cool and sometimes they don't.
all depends on
paying
what they're
attention
doing.
to,
Maybe they
yeah.
have to be somewhere. You know, like, you don't. Everyone's doing their own shit.
Well, because they don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
it's happened to me before where I met some people and they're like, hey, I'm a comic too. And then I go, really? Where do you perform? And it turns out that it's just like TikTokers, right? And I'm like,
Well, that's why I feel like
which is cool, but I'm not like, it's not the same animal, you know?
the term comedian has been like so blurred recently with social media and people making skits and stuff. Like a lot of people that just do skits, they don't even go on stage and they claim they're comedians. Which I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I guess it's a different form of comedy. But I feel like a comedian is someone that can go on stage in front of a live audience. You know what I mean? And make funny. You know what I mean?
I think there's a difference for me between a comic and a comedian. You
That's
know,
a real
like
thing, too.
I stress that out because there's improv comics, there's stand-up comics, there's TikTok comics, I guess, social media comics at this point. But a comedian, in my opinion, that's someone who gets paid to do their craft.
Yeah.
You know, it's someone who takes it seriously, who's put in the work, who really is stepping up to that level of professionalism and can make you, and it's funny. I think that's a lot of people forget that you have to be funny in this game.
Well, I'll never say a comedian is not funny. I'll say a comedian is not funny to me because it's like music. You know what I mean? Like I don't like country music, but there's a lot of people out there that love it. You know what I mean? So it's like you can't sit here and say this person's not funny. They're just not funny to you. You know what I mean? If they're in a club, they're funny enough. You know what I mean? So it's like I don't say that. I try to my best to dodge saying this person's not funny. I just say they're not funny to me at least. It's like music.
Comedy is definitely shifting. I don't know if you guys noticed, but like the last 2 years, a lot of what you call that, crowd work has kind of like taken over like the comedy scene. I remember last time I was inviting people to my show. They're like, "Oh, I'm coming out. I want you to roast me and my wife." And I tell them, I don't do that.
Well, it's definitely a different style.
And people are like, well, now it's like almost like a norm.
That's to
like
expect.
Yeah.
Well, see me, I'm a crowd work comic. I like doing crowd work. It's not my main thing, but I definitely do it in my set. And
I feel like it keeps people engaged.
I enjoy it. I like doing crowd work, but I mix it in with bits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you have to give them bits because that's what's really going to keep them coming back. The crowd work is great for social
engagement
media.
Yeah, I feel like people will pay attention. It's like popcorn reading in school. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like that steroid injection. That's what crowd work is. But if you really want to gain real muscle, it comes through bits.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. So like, that whole crowd work, I like it, but it gets tiresome, like to me. Right? Because I'm around it for so long, right? But, I think more than anything, what it's become, like people will start like yelling out to become like part of the show or to get like included.
It does invite that.
Yeah, to get included on the, because a lot of comics or whatever record their stuff and they're like, oh, maybe I could come out on TikTok.
On Instagram, yeah.
It even happened to Gabriel. Did you guys watch his last special?
I haven't watched it.
I
yet.
didn't. It's on Netflix, though, right?
Yeah, it's on Netflix. And I watched it and it was cool. But there was this guy named Andrew or Derek. I forgot. Not Derek, but Andrew, or I forget what his name was. And he yelled something in between the
guy in the crowd.
Yeah, in the crowd, right?
And they kept it in.
And while Gabriel saved it.
Oh, okay.
Gabriel, like I was like,
that's a veteran. That's another person. That's
yeah, for sure. Like
5+ years.
And I've never seen him do that. And then he and I was surprised because he goes, and he went at him a little bit, but he did it like in a slide mode because Gabriel likes to be PG-13, whatever.
Yeah.
And then he goes,
really, he does.
Well, yeah, he's more like not like children's
almost family
comic,
friendly,
but it's family friendly. Like he's a clean, what people consider to be. I like his last special. I think he was trying to like get a little bit edgier and a little bit darker. I'm like, I see what you're doing, bro. I see. I'm like, oh, I see a little Dave Chappelle kind of in there in your style that you're doing. But it was cool. But he still kept it to like more or less what he was.
Yeah.
But then I think if I remember correctly, he said that's what you get for being a dick. He told
yeah.
So I was like, dude. So Gabriel has, and you know what? I would love to see Gabriel go to the dark side.
Well, like
because he's already been doing this for what 20, 30 years.
Yeah. Especially,
and he's a big wrestling fan, right? He loves wrestling, right? So I think Gabriel needs to go like stop being
do
Hollywood.
A heel turn or what?
Stop being Hulk Hogan and go and become Hollywood Hulk Hogan, right?
Heel turn out of Gabriel.
Oh man, that would be something, right?
I think that'd be funny. Like he puts on like a luchador mask and just starts going about it that way, and now he's he comes out with a whole new shtick.
That would
That'd be
be
hilarious.
awesome,
That'd be
right?
dope. That'd
If
be
he comes
dope.
out all dressed in black and like with the bandana or something, right?
You call himself like the fluffy taker or something.
Top hat,
That'd be funny.
trench coat.
And then you need to get like a super like large belt and stuff, you know.
Hollywood fluffy.
Hollywood fluffy, you know.
Hollywood fluffy. I would do
Yeah,
it.
no, that'd be dope to see. I saw Paul Rodriguez have to deal with a drunk heckler like that at Long Beach last time I was
Really?
there. Yeah, it was like I think I was there like 2-3 weeks ago, and I was with the show on Paul, and Paul did like a full hour that night.
Really?
And there was a dude who just got really smashed, and like he kept talking over and over through Paul's set, like to the point where like the venue was about to kick him out.
Yeah, they're turning on him.
But Paul handled it like a master, dog. He just
Like a veteran, because he is.
dog, the way he did it was beautiful. But you could tell he was getting a little bit bothered, especially towards the end.
Irritated.
Of it. But man, the professionalism, the way he handled it, it was like that's amazing.
That's a master at work. Dog.
Yeah.
And those
Yeah,
people
truly.
like those that like core like Fluffy and Felipe Esparza, Willie Barcena, Paul Rodriguez, Carlos Mencia, all those people like Jeff Garcia. That's my dad. But yeah, they came up and like it was vicious. Those crowds are vicious, and they told me that. I've heard stories where they said that the crowds were vicious. If you didn't know how to clap back at somebody, you were gonna get eaten alive.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, so for me, I grew up in an environment like that where it was vicious growing up. Like my own family was just terrible to me, But that's what taught me how to,
Yeah, for
snap
sure.
back. And then in the military, we're even worse to each other.
Oh,
You know,
I've
so-
heard it.
Yeah,
I've
it's
heard
even worse. Like I was called things by my drill instructors. I still don't know what the hell it means to this day.
Like, it hurt.
I
It still hurt.
Like I talked to my therapist about it. He doesn't. But I think that's
Hey,
why
but
I
they're
went down
paying
the
for it,
comedy route,
they're paying for it,
That's why I
so-
went down it, and that's why I'm so good at what I do now. I love it because you just say stuff and it's like, well, what did I even say? I don't know, but it was
You listen to the
funny.
recording, you're like, oh,
Yeah, like it was funny, so that's all that matters.
that's the goal, right? I mean, that's what we're trying to do. I mean,
Where do you take this, Jojo? Your comedy journey, and I think it's safe to say you're kind of like in your beginning stages.
100%. Yeah, I'm
correct
very,
me.
very, very new. Bro. I'm in a cocoon right now. I'm waiting to become a butterfly one day. But hopefully I'm just gonna keep rocking, doing my thing, dude. I'm just, dude. I'm gonna spread my wings. I'm gonna fly away. Well, I'm learning through here. I'm doing all this is learning. I'm learning. I'm slowly just taking things step by step and just seeing where it's coming from. I've already learned so much in like the little amount of time I've been doing it. So I can only imagine what I'll know like a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now. It's just fun though, and the people that I met, and like Dick, you guys are people that I met just by doing it, and like there's nothing else I would like love more. Like there's nothing I love more than like I made friends, and I have a cool people I could reach out to if I need them, all because I started doing something that I also enjoy. That's what.
That's funny how we met, right? We were on the same show.
Yeah, and that's usually how it goes. Like
and I was
that's
all
why I met Dick. Like yeah.
I was all drunk, and I'm like, "Hey, come on my podcast."
And I was like, I'm gonna bug you about it, dog. I saw you at Calaveras. Over at Calaveras.
Oh, that's
Is that what it
right.
was?
Oh, yeah, we went. Dude, that was a crazy night.
I just went there to get my parking like validated. Honestly, because they didn't make me.
He
pay.
wasn't even supposed to be there.
Yeah, to be honest, like they said it like, oh, if you come in here, we'll validate your parking, so you don't gotta pay. I was like, psh, spend $12 on a drink or $9 on parking.
Yeah,
$12
sure.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
get more bang for your buck.
100%. Like if I'm gonna spend money, might as well be on alcohol. You know what I mean? Not like parking in a space that I usually like. I hate paying for parking because like I park for free multiple
for
times
sure.
a day. You know what I
Parking
mean?
should be free. for
Yeah,
sure.
and now I gotta pay $12 to park here for 2 hours. What's that about? But yeah, that's like I'm learning, man. I love the game. This game that only at least what I've seen has been. It's a crazy game, man. It's different than anything else I've ever experienced. So
So I'm gonna ask this question to Dick because obviously you've been doing this for a lot longer and stuff like that.
Mhm.
What do you think about comics that are kind of like been for a while, and they have some, but they're trying to rush their comedy special? What do you think about that?
I think anything that is rushed never turns out good.
truth.
I think you need to take your time with it. As far as what is it you're trying to build, nothing that comes quick, and nothing that happens quickly lasts long. Like for me, I have 2 specials, that I've put out in the short time that I've been a comic for, but those specials even now I look back at them and I'm like, oh, I know I could do better. You know, it's
That's
all
also because
about-
you've improved. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it takes time to improve. So don't rush anything. Don't say yes to everything. Say no.
But I feel
It's
like you
important.
kind of have to say yes to everything.
You don't.
You don't.
You don't. Matter of fact, you shouldn't say yes to everything. What you should, and it's learning to say no without saying no that will actually help your career.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
a good point.
I don't think I like if someone tells you, hey, I want you to, like if I was to call you up and say, hey, I'm gonna book you for Ontario Improv and you're doing 45 minutes.
Well, yeah, that
You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's the thing, though.
You
I
shouldn't
trust you
say-
enough, yeah, where I'd be like,
you know, you shouldn't
maybe
say,
like-
oh yeah, I'm doing it. You don't have 45 minutes. You know what I mean? If you
Yeah.
don't have it,
No, I feel
you know what I mean? Like I
at
think
least worked out. You know what I mean?
like I think take your time, build, because you only get one first impression.
Yeah.
And if you fail that first impression, you're never getting that back. And that's always going to stay in people's heads. You know, so don't rush the specials. Don't rush the shows. Build your set. Put in the work. It's like going to the gym. You know, like when you go to the gym, your first 10 workouts, you're not going to come out looking like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
And you'll be
It's
sore.
going
and
to
you're
take
gonna hate it.
10,000 workouts,
Yeah, for sure.
you know, to get to that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same thing with comedy. You have to put in, what is it, 10,000 hours to be great at something?
Is that what they say? 10,000.
That's the.
I've had a
that's-
comedian tell me, he's like, don't even come back to me until you have at least 500 sets. I need 500 sets out of
sets.
you before you
I-
come
it's-
back and even ask me anything else. I was like,
For
okay.
me, I think it's not just about the sets. It is important to get your sets in,
yeah.
but I think I know a lot of people, because I used to be, you know, like a personal trainer. I know a lot of people who go to the
What
gym.
haven't you done, Dick? Like,
I know,
holy
I've
shit.
done everything. I know people who go to the gym 4 or 5 times a week and yet have nothing to show for their workouts because
Okay.
they don't do anything that's going to help them health-wise.
outside the gym.
They don't know what's up, like how to work their body right, you know. But if you go 2-3 times a week and you actually do the right workouts, you're gonna get more out of those 2-3 than those guy that was going 7 days a week,
Yeah.
4, 5, 7, 6, whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's learning from your mistakes, being able to admit you're wrong, being self-aware. Don't lie to yourself and be like, oh, I'm the funniest comic ever. I killed this entire mic at
You
a
can't
bar.
think like that. I feel like once you're like overconfident,
You gotta humble yourself.
Yeah.
You know, so just take it.
and if you don't do it to yourself, the crowd will do it to you next time you go on stage. You know what I mean? If you just think
Just
you're hot
be real with
shit.
yourself.
Yeah.
Dick is 100% correct, man. Like me and Dick, like we have very similar like mindsets and stuff like that. I do have 2 comedy like specials, right? That I produce myself, and one of them is on YouTube, right, on this channel,
Mhm.
and the other one I never posted it, right?
Just have it in the wings.
But yeah, it's there. I look at it every once in a while, but it's 100% true. Like when you rush some things, and like he said, sometimes you might not be ready, right? Like for example, like I got lucky enough the first time that I went up to a couple of these big stages that maybe I wasn't ready, but deep down inside I thought I'm ready, and then I was lucky enough to be on those stages, and I pulled it off.
Well, I feel like that much fucking pressure just weighing on your shoulders, dude, will bring something out of you, or it doesn't.
For
You
sure.
know what I mean? Like,
sure.
That or it's gonna crush you.
yeah, that's what I said. It
It's
brings
one
it
of
out
the
of you,
two.
or it doesn't,
Yeah,
because
one
like
of
you
the
can
two.
figure it out one way or another.
But what if it crushes you? Then what?
Yeah, and
but
now
that's what
you
the comedy
ruin-
game is, though.
right? But now you ruin that impression at that club.
And that's what
You know what I'm saying?
100%
And it hurts
agree
you.
with Dick.
So that's why
Sure.
I tell people don't. I always tell comics, especially newer comics, don't be in a rush to get into clubs. Don't be in a rush to film a special. You know, like if understand, like you should know when to say yes and when to say no, and
Yeah.
how to say yes and how to say no. You master those skills in entertainment in general, you'll go far. Yeah.
It's a
That's
real
just me.
thing. Back to about leaving early. Is your mindset about a show and a mic different?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Very-
exactly. Like
A
you're not
show
gonna
and a
stick
mic is
around for an open mic. Like I'm
No.
there to do my set and then you
Yeah.
know, duck out and work.
I
on it.
might stay a little bit longer.
Yeah, 1 or
if a
2,
buddy
3
or
comics.
two is
Yeah,
going up
exactly.
and I want to watch them, then yeah, I'll stay. You know, but a mic, no, dude, I'm taking off when
I've
when
had
I
this
wanna take
comic I'm gonna tell me he's like, yo man,
if it's a
after you
show.
know an open mic, you know, you should kind of like stick around and say what's I'm like.
No, that's
Yeah,
that's a
that's what I'm
personal.
saying. I'm like,
Really.
That's
I
a
was
personal
like,
thing.
dog. No,
Yeah,
and it was
that's
his mic, so that's why.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
'cause
But
he wants
yeah,
bodies there, that's
exactly.
why.
But I'm like, dude, I'm here to like try to better myself. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Like I don't know any of these people. I'm doing my set. I go in my car and listen to it on the way home and try to see how I can do better the next time.
I think if you're on a show, you should
just stick
stay
around.
for the whole
I
show.
agree.
That's my thing. Like I don't like it when comics leave early like, oh, I got to get to another show, or whatever the excuse is. You should stay for the whole show,
Yeah, for
especially
sure.
because at the end, most producers want to get pictures.
Mhm.
You know, at
That's
the end
true.
of the show with everybody on there. You know, and I'm not knocking the comics that have left early on my shows. You know, but I think it shows, it tells me everything I need to know about the person. You know, how they carry themselves, what's important to them, what's not important to them. You know, it's learning the professionalism. And what I will say is, you make more deals after the show with other comics. You make more connections and more deals and everything after the show versus before it, or even during it.
It's real.
That's where all the connections are made.
For sure, 100%. And we all need to get like better at kind of like, you know, working at that. And that's something that kind of like, I could talk about my personal experience. I'm very like direct, very straightforward. So it's like kind of like what you see is what you get, right?
Yeah.
Like I'm like, hey, you
I
know,
envy
like,
that.
yeah. So it's kind of like, hey, what's up? Like if I like you, I like you. You're gonna know that I like you. If I don't like you for whatever reason, you know, it might be something that you've said, or you're, you know, I don't like the way you conduct yourself or carry yourself as a person. You're gonna know. It's like I don't deal with that, right? But sometimes I'm like after the show, it's hard for me like to kind of like talk too much. Like I've been in the situations where like I'm talking with like comics after the show or before the show, and you know we're comics. We like to fuck around. Like
Yeah.
just before here, we were busting some fucking
Probably
like,
loosen
awesome,
up.
Oh, yeah.
busting some fucking awesome shit outside, and we were
Like those dudes that broke in across the street to
Yeah,
the spot and I was
yeah.
recording them. That was
for
funny as
sure.
hell.
And we were like fucking making each other laugh, right?
Yeah.
But I'm careful now because I'll be talking to other comics, and they say, "Oh, that's funny. I'm gonna use that on
Yeah.
my show." And I look at them, I'm like, "Wait a minute." So obviously, I said something that's funny because that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make you laugh as a friend.
Yeah.
You see what I'm doing, and you're like, "I'm gonna use that for my set." And I'm like, "You didn't come up with that. I just did, right?"
That's a whole other like.
So I'm kind of careful now to
Yeah.
like not be overly friendly or too comfortable because I'm like, you're about to steal something that I just came up with and it's not your bit. So it's like,
I've had that happen to me. Someone right before they went up, I told them a joke about someone. They laughed about it. One on stage said the exact same thing verbatim what I said. I was like, oh,
I've had a few comics do that to me.
that's the thing. It's like if they said, "Could I have it?" I would have been like, "Sure." But
Yeah.
when you go up there and do it, it kind of gives a different impression. It's like
I've had
wow.
I've had more than a few comics do that to me, and the majority of the time, I gotta say, I'm just like, it's fine.
Whatever.
Have
Yeah.
it. I don't care. For me personally,
Yeah.
because if you have to, there's been times where comics have given me tags or something
Yeah.
to help my bits, and I'm like, oh yeah, that really helps, you know, and I have no problem giving them credit. But if you're going to constantly do that with all comics around you, that's going to get around real fast.
Yeah, for
People
sure.
aren't going to
Yep.
want to work with you, you know. And then we're going to be careful, you know, around you. You know, like there's certain people I won't joke with anymore just because I know that they're
They're writing it down.
yeah they're already
putting it in their-
they have their phones
that's
out
in
and
their
they're recording.
strong-
You know,
strong
I'm
20.
I make them sign an NDA when we hang out.
Okay, Diddy, chill out.
Oh man,
There's no lotion.
man, I love what we're doing on the show, man.
It's fun. You know,
And-
it's
and-
fun. Thanks for inviting me out.
And I think we kind of deviated a little bit from the topic.
We deviated mainly from the,
mainly. And I want to get these couple, and hopefully we could squeeze them out, you know, and
do
then
it.
and
Let's
then
do it.
have like a final thought.
Let's do it.
All right, so I think the next one is gonna be this one here.
I'll give you a tip. Date guys that you have no interest in at first. Practice with guys you wouldn't even be interested in at all. Just so there's no pressure. Because women, we want to be the chooser, not the chaser. And when you don't have attachment to anything, then you come off as very confident. That's very sexy and attractive to a man. And you'll get in the habit of being, I'm the chooser. Like, I don't even want you. Show me why I should want you. And you just start with like low level guys that you wouldn't date. And then you do that like 10 times. When a guy comes that you're interested in and you notice, you're like, oh my God, you get a needy and like, no, if I did it with all these guys, they're no different. This guy's no different. You managed it with them. You can manage it with him.
Wow.
What do we think about that?
What I think about that is that if she was in the opposite shoes, she would hate that. You know what I mean?
Imagine if a guy went on there and said that.
Exactly.
You know, the lashing he would get, the you know, just the hate, you know. This is why I'm glad that I'm not in the dating scene, you know, to be honest. Like it's terrible.
You cuffed it?
Huh?
Are you in a relationship?
You know, it happens.
Plead the fifth. Plead the fifth.
Right? Okay.
No, it happens, dog. But
Unless my side piece is watching.
no, I don't like. I don't know. For me, that told me everything I needed to know about her. And what's sad is that's gonna follow her forever. So when she does find the quote unquote right guy that she really likes and cares for and could actually be something, he's gonna come across this clip and be like, I'm not taking this bitch seriously.
I just think that women have like this thing about like giving each other horrible advice, and they're like, that's great advice, and then they take it and they run with it.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh well, I heard it on TikTok or Instagram or whatever.
The way I see it is this: if someone's giving you advice about something that they don't have,
For sure.
you shouldn't listen to that advice.
For sure.
It's true.
Like, don't listen to a homeless person's advice about refinancing your home.
Financial wealth, yeah.
If a woman doesn't have a man, don't listen to her advice of how to get and keep a man.
Yeah,
you know what I
for
mean?
sure. Like,
That's
like
just me.
If the homie doesn't have a Lambo, then fucking he has no business telling you how to get a Lambo.
It's like the dudes that like, oh, you do comedy? Hey, I got this joke for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, how
for
much
sure.
do we hate that? Right?
All the time.
Just saying. That's her.
My favorite is like, you do comedy? Are you funny? I'm like, no, I fucking suck.
Yeah, the "Are you funny" joke.
I'm like,
yeah.
no, I fucking suck, bro. That's why I'm on fucking.
Or tell me a joke.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I tell them pay me. So
Yeah, that's a
Good
new
one.
one. Yeah,
Pay me and then I'll tell you a joke.
I asked them what they do, and they're like, "Oh, I work at McDonald's." I'm like, go flip a McDouble for me right now.
Yeah, for sure.
Hook me up.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? It's like, come on.
What else we got? Are we done or what?
No, we got a couple minutes left, and then we
Okay.
gotta go.
Cool.
Because you guys got places you gotta be.
Oh yeah.
This is
out.
like the final video.
I think social media has made people feel like everybody wants to date me. Do you see how many likes I got on my picture? Do you see how many people are in my DMs? But interest doesn't necessarily mean value. Just because someone is interested in you doesn't mean they necessarily value you or they actually want to date you. They might just want to smash you. So if we're honest about what it is, most people are getting a lot of attention, but that doesn't mean that they're getting a lot of respect. And the truth is, there aren't that many people that truly value you.
That's the realest thing you played all
She's
day.
preachy.
Yeah.
She's a preacher. I like her.
I love that clip, and usually I like to have like a final thought, like at the end of my videos. I'm like the final thought, and I think that's gonna be our final thought for that video right there.
I like
sure.
it.
Perfect one.
For me, I guess my final thought based on that is she is absolutely right. Especially like as entertainers, we're used to getting a lot of attention. But I think it's not just the type of attention. You need to value the type of attention you get. Figure out who's actually in it for the clicks and who's actually in it for the views and then who's actually in it for the content.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think if you're putting stuff out there like that where you're just, showing your chichis and your nalgas or, I don't know, your chichis or whatever. It's one of those where you just gotta, they just want to smash.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But if you want something real and genuine and build, then you gotta, put out that type of vibe. That's just me.
Yeah,
That's
you
why I
get
feel
what
like
you put
social
out
media. Social media just muddied the waters of like friendships and like relationships, all that stuff. You know what I mean? Because now it's like you're in a relationship and the girl's like, "Why'd you like that post?" Or the dude's like, "Why'd you like that other dude's post?" You know what I mean? Or like there's a bunch of different things like friendships. Like if I follow somebody, they don't follow me back. I'm Gen Z, bro. I'm like a little hurt about it. I'm like, damn, man, why do you like that?
That's why you guys get all mad when I don't follow.
It's
you.
true. It's a
Yeah,
real
they're-
fucking
they're-
thing.
They're different. Yeah, they're different.
That's like our MySpace. If a top 10, your guys' top 10 or top 5, whatever it was on MySpace, is just me getting a
That's how
follow
young
back.
he is. He's
Just
like,
follow
it
me
was
back.
like
dude.
MySpace. He don't
I'm like that
know nothing about
MySpace thing you guys used.
look, I'm just gonna say it right now. Like I've been getting like a lot of people following me lately, and I love you guys for following me.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes I won't follow you back because I don't want to like feel that like make you feel like, oh, he's like perving on me or whatever, right? So it's like I don't like, I appreciate the follow, I love you, but I don't want to like like be like have them feel that he's trying to intrude on my whatever, right? So but that's why I don't follow 100% of the people that follow me, right? So that's the reason why.
Makes
But Gen Z over here,
We take it a
like,
lot differently.
yeah,
Honestly. We
so
do it. It's like a
it's
diss.
like,
It's
come
almost
on,
like, yeah, you follow me, that's cool. Keep
yeah,
following.
for sure.
For me, it's more. I can't follow everybody.
Yeah.
I have too many
100%.
followers, and if I was to follow everybody,
It just looks weird.
there's a limit on how
I
many
get
people
it.
I can follow.
It's a real
Yeah.
thing.
So for me, I follow people I actually know and have met.
Yeah. Well, that's
If
fair.
I like you, like as far as like, because I've met a lot of people I don't like, and they know. Like I'm like, if you'll know if I like you or
I
not.
want to see him go into dick mode. I
I've seen it. I've seen it.
want to see the dick switch. I want to see the dick switch.
Oh, I can get hard and soft. Just
hard and soft.
All
depending
right,
on the person.
listen, guys. I love this podcast right here. We're having such a good time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I want to continue this conversation, but you know what? maybe we'll bring you guys back for another show.
Yeah.
And we'll have like a cool drinking session, and
Hell yeah.
we'll bring on different topics and stuff.
Yeah.
But before we go, I want to like leave it up to you guys. Any last things you guys want to say to anybody that's watching? Jojo, we'll start with you.
Well, I'm doing a show February 6th at West Covina at the Temple Bar. It's a show that I just started producing with my boys George and Dominic Ray. George Ojeda and Dominic Ray. We do it every first Thursday of the month over in West Covina. You can find it on my Instagram, which is tagged right below me. Assume it's like down here.
Yeah. For me, I have a bunch of shows this month. You could check out my Instagram, which is underneath below, Facebook, any social media I'm on. I'm with the Court of Comics, one half of them. Ooh. So just, come through, support. And I guess I just want to leave you guys with, make sure to follow all of us.
Oh yeah.
Follow the best podcast in Long Beach, and I will be starting the best podcast in my house one day.
All right. And with that said, look, we want to thank everybody who had took the time and watched this episode right here. I think we had some great conversations in regards to the comedy spectrum. I don't think we solved too much of what's going on in the dating aspect, but you know what? That's okay because it's a complicated matter. But we invite you guys to follow us on YouTube, Tacos and Workouts, and also on Instagram, Tacos and Workout as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. That way, when I have a show and I give away all those free tickets, you DM me and I could put you on the guest list. And we are also at the best podcast in Long Beach right here on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.